So my load is ready. We've been in the sleeper for nearly 19 hours. That's about an hour before. So we've been here for 20 hours since I got to the gate, dropped the trailer, had my meltdown, and then parked up. So this video is going to go on the other videos. It's not a continuation of a journey. It's raining today and it's going to be raining. It's a pain in the arse when it's raining to record. I don't mind it, but the wipers and that blah blah blah. So I'm going to fire it up now. So I'm going to go through all my noises in the engine. But yesterday was a bit of a should I get mad? No, not really. Should I just let it go? Sometimes, but it's difficult. It's difficult to let it go when you're sitting there and you can see that no one's taking a blind bit of notice of you, and you're just like, you're invisible, and you're like, you people are looking at me, you're doing the same job as me. You can see me with my headlights on, my flashers, whatever. You can see me sitting there. Whether it's your first time or not, I really don't care. My first time at places, I've had to figure it out, and you know, I do my best not to block entrances, block docks and that, shag drivers, because they get mad if they got the right of way. So my point yesterday was I was more irritated. Maybe I shouldn't have been so irritated with the driver, but I was more irritated with the security guard who just, without it, couldn't give two shits. And he don't give a shit, he don't care. Now, when I first got there, he did. And I'm not gonna, I need to address that, because he does tell you, just turn around. So he wants you to go through the gate and screw it around in the yard right there, you know what I mean? And then come back out the gate. Well, that's fine if there's no one around, right? So I got that. If you've got no one behind you, there's no one else coming in the gate, yeah, I get it. Do a U-turn right there in the middle of the yard. Personally, I wouldn't, because you're jacking the trailer around and you're screwing the axles up. It actually does screw the axles up. It screws your tyres up. You jack it on a point like that where you're pulling it back round on itself, that the wheels are going in the opposite direction to what they were the first time. It does do damage to your trailer tyres, to your trailer axles, and it does damage to your trailer. It also does damage to your pin. It pulls on it. Of course, people will tell you it doesn't, but it bloody well does. It's part of, it's years of doing this job, you realise that. Especially on a tandem. If you had a triaxle trailer, it'll pivot on the centre one. It's not so bad because it pivots on the centre. But a triaxle, you're pushing a set of wheels against a set of wheels, and they're forcing each other to do the opposite of what they're supposed to do. They're not supposed to do that. Now, do you have to jackknife it at times? Absolutely. Sometimes it's impossible not to. But I wouldn't do that. Anybody with common sense, though, anybody with common sense that was coming in that gate would have seen me sitting there, or would have said to the shag driver, to the security guard, hey, is that truck waiting to come out? You know what I mean? I see him sitting up there. Yep, he's waiting to come out. All right. But it takes but 2 seconds to go past me. 30 seconds tops. So let's rephrase that. It probably takes 30 seconds to go past me, spin around. You don't have to drive around the lot like I did. I just do that because I think it's more safe, more secure in my eyes. Well, more safe, not secure, but more safe in my eyes to just go around the block like that. Take your time, drive at 5-6 miles an hour. You know what I mean? You can see what's going on around you. You can see the yards. You can get used to what it is if you've never been before, and it gives you a bit of knowledge. So you go around, you come back, and then you park to the side. What was also happening was I was blocking cars in. So when I pulled in there, I didn't expect basically 4 truck and trailers to turn up and 1 bobtail, you know what I mean? Well, it's 3, wasn't it? 3 truck and trailers and a bobtail. So I had Hirschback to come through. He goes first. Of course, he doesn't speak a great deal of English. It's hard for him to communicate. Fair enough, is what it is. Guy can't understand him. Well, you're in the Carolinas. It's hard to understand the Carolinas at times, especially like even Louisiana's the same way. But they're within reason, you can get it. So the geezer's having, you know, he's having struggling issues. All right, fair enough. So he comes through the gate, you know what I mean? And of course, I don't know where he's going because he doesn't tell me what he's doing. He goes up past me and turns around. I'm proud of him for that. He did the right way, even though truthfully, that's where he didn't need to, because that screwed me. What he should have done was, when he come through the gate, was he gone immediate left, because he was backing it in the dock. So that right there confused me, because he comes past me, goes up, turns around, comes back, and then comes past me. Well, now I'm frustrated, aren't I? And anybody else in my situation, if you tell me you wouldn't be, you're full of shit. You're bullshit. You would be frustrated as well, sitting there trying to get out. Knowing that there's another gate that you can go out, but they won't let you go out of that gate. You've got to wait. So while I'm sitting there, and let's clear that a bit. While I'm sitting there, and he comes back, of course, now I'm frustrated, so I'm going to take my frustration. I'm not going to, I sound mean, I sound angry, and of course I'm angry, you know, and I'm frustrated. So then I'm like, where are you going? Well, I'm going around to the dock. Well, of course, I'm like, well, you came through the gate, all you had to do was turn left and go up and back into the dock. Well, obviously he didn't know what he was doing. Yet another person that come in didn't have a clue what he was doing. He doesn't speak great English. He probably doesn't understand great English. So the guard's struggling with him to tell him what to do. Well, there's your problem right there. Is it a problem? Yes, it's a problem. It's a problem when you're communicating with someone that struggles to understand what you're trying to tell them. Okay, he goes up. He eventually gets it in the dark. I watch him doing it. That was a palaver. Then the bobtail comes through. We have a conversation. We talk about it. He agrees with me. I agree with him. He understands. I understand. We don't have an issue. He comes here a lot. This is my 4th time here now. I don't come down here very often, but when I do come down here, I always know it's going to be a cluster. I've come down at night time. It's a lot better. Through the night, it's a lot easier. So then he gets out the way. Hey, not a problem. Then the next one, which is the Freightliner, was the man I had to go at the end of the video, the previous video, the one that I had to go at, which I shouldn't have done, but I was frustrated with him. And he would have been the same with me. If I'd have done that to him, he would have been pissed off and thrown his arms up in the air. Well, I didn't throw my arms up in the air. I just had a conversation with him. You can hear the conversation. Yeah, I know. I'm a bit of a dick. I'll always be a dick. But so he comes through the gate. And this is where it starts to really irritate me. It's the fact that he comes through the gate and he jacks it right around and now he's blocking everything. And I'm like, really? You did that? You as a driver... And with any common sense in your head, you jacked it around and now you're blocking everything. So now the shags can't get past you. Now you're waiting to get out, but you can't get out. So you're in front of me now, even though you could see me waiting there. You didn't bother. And he's like, well, you should have got on the radio. Get on the radio for what? You wouldn't have took any notice if I'd have got on the radio because you wouldn't have understood what I said. I speak English, not American. So then you would have ignored me anyway. But with common sense in your head, you'd have looked at me and gone, he's sitting there. They told me to jack it around here. I've never been here before. Maybe I'll just carry on up and I'll come back around and park or ask that driver first. Hey, rather than the shag driver, I'll ask him, hey, are you waiting to get out? Yeah, okay, well, you go up there, turn around, you can come back and you can sort of wait behind me and then we can get out of here. Oh, okay. I wasn't worried that he went in front of me. What I was pissed off about was that he blocked the shag drivers in. So in him doing that, then we have the last one coming in, which is now the Tyson driver. Now that idiot really pissed me off because he's now trying to jack it around while the other one's trying to get out. So he's in the way as the other one's trying to get out, which made no sense to me. Oh, I can't jack it around because just carry on. That's why I tooted my horn at him twice. That's why he got mad at me. Common sense to him would have said, hey, let me just go on up round the corner. I've been here before. I know how it works. I'll turn around. I'll come back. I know I can turn around here, but it's busy. Well, of course, in him moving like he did, goes up, I goes to move. Now I'm on the crosswalk because the freaking shag driver now comes across in front of me, now blocks the out gate because he's dealing with his paperwork and I can watch him doing his paper. And I'm like, now I'm on the crosswalk. Now I'm upsetting the pedestrians because they're all wanting to cross the crosswalk, and luckily the ones to my right were good. They put their hand up. I said, I'm sorry, I appreciate it. Just give me a second, I'll get out your way. Because the shag driver, but because that other truck was in his way. So you see, this is that's what I said about reactions. I've learnt this over the years of doing this, of being out there working around people consistently and watching people on how they operate in vehicles and that. It's a chain reaction. So from the Hirschback, who come up, turn around, go back, not a problem. That's okay. Even though he got lost, he still got it in. He's out the way. But the next one comes in and spins it around and blocks everything. That right there is like, you've lost it with me. Your common sense is gone. I can't believe you just did that. So now he's blocking it. Shag driver can't move. Shag drivers up there, they're terrible anyway here, you know what I mean? It's what it is. If you've ever gone to Google, and if you go to Google and you Google Tyson Monroe, you bring this place up, go read the reviews, you'll see I'm not the only person that talks about this. We all talk about it. That's what the Tyson Bobtail said. They used to let you come in and out the other gate with empties because it's easier. In and out with an empty, go and park it up. Then you can, the whole system sucks that you're coming in one way to go out the same way. So you've got to come, and you can't get out. No one can move because there's cars all over the way. Road's not wide enough to get 2 trucks in and out. Absolutely ridiculous. What a stupid system. That's how it is. That's why I don't enjoy coming. I don't mind coming here, but I don't enjoy coming here because I know it's going to be a cluster getting in and out of the gate. So then it frustrates you. Well, then you're frustrated for the rest of the day if you're on a mission and you got a load. So I lost 50 minutes yesterday. Is it a big deal? No, not really. Not really. It's not a big deal. It was at the time because I'm frustrated and I'm watching my clock tick down. Well, I could have changed it to personal conveyance. I could have done 15 minutes and gone to personal conveyance and conveyanced over here. No. I wanted to prove a point that it took me 50 minutes to get in and out the gate. That's how long it took me on a yard move. To move from one point to the other. 50 minutes to do that. And actually, it was close to an hour by the time I got parked up. So that's basically 1 hour of screwing around, which would have taken me but less than 10 minutes. You know what I mean? In the gate, turn around, come back out, drop the trailer, 15 minutes tops, and I'd have been done. So, like, you know, that drive, like I said, I am a dick. I shouldn't have got at him. I should, when I come around a corner, I have that. That's my problem right there. That's that whole ADD in your head, and you know, and all that sort of like it niggles away at you, man, because you're irritated now. So you should let it go, but you won't let it go because it's bothered you. So you've got to get it out your system. Once it's out your system, you're fine. Did I ever go at him? Of course I had a go at him. Was I? Yeah, probably. I don't know. Maybe on the video it sounds like I'm a dick because I am a dick. But his whole approach to it just pissed me off. It's like you couldn't see me sitting there. Then the second, the Tyson, the last one that came in, the last Tyson that came in, the International with his high beams on because he doesn't know how to turn his fucking lights off. Sorry for swearing. You know, that one really pissed me off because he knew what the situation was, and that was just bullshit right there because he wanted to get here quicker. You know, I'll spin it around at the yard and I'll get straight out the gate and they'll just screw me over for another fucking 10 minutes sitting there. You know what I mean? Sorry for swearing again. I'm getting to that point, that's why I got to stop. So I'm gonna go over to the gate now. We're gonna record going over there. This will be added on to the previous videos. I'm not gonna carry on after this. I'm gonna go over there. Then once I've got the trailer and we pull outside, we're done. I'm not supposed to do this, but the truth, I couldn't give a shit. Their whole rules and regulations is bollocks. They don't want you to see something because they're scared if you see something, you know, and you get it out there. Then if you get it out there, they don't like it because then people see what reality really is. It's like bullshit. You can see this anyway. That's what fucking drones were made for. You can get a drone and fly over this shit and see what's going on. We don't live in that world anymore where you can hide this shit because it's easy access now. You can get to it at any time. It's just they don't want people to see. That's all it is. They don't want the public to see what goes on because they want their image to be 100% clean. And I'm like, bullshit. Public should always know what's going on. The reason why you are as a corporation and a business is because you provide your products to the public, and the public should know what goes on behind closed doors. Well, there's nothing to hide. If you go and read the reviews in there, you can read reviews about any company now on any app because that's what media's done. You get out there and local normal people that work at these places will tell you how crap it is. You know what I mean? So it's not like you're doing something out of the norm anymore because it's just the way it is. So I'm going to fire up now and we're going to go across, get the trailer. I had to explain that. Why, I don't know, because truthfully it's you and me dad, or me dad and me mum and me dad, my lovely parents that, you know, and maybe a few other people that watch it. And for the few people that do watch it, if you've got this far and you're listening to what I'm saying, maybe it'll make sense, maybe it won't, I don't know. But I just have to clear it out of my head. So I put it on a video and I'll upload it to Useless Tube. And basically, yeah, it gives an explanation. Was I right or wrong yesterday? Doesn't matter whether I was right or wrong. Should I have had a go at him? Doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, it's over and done with now. I just have to explain my stupidity, I suppose, in my reaction towards it. You know what I mean? I've made mistakes in my past and I'll apologise for them, you know, and that's what upsets me when the geezer did. I'll give him credit, he apologised because it was his first time. He was as frustrated as I was. But it was a Tyson truck, the International one, that pissed me off. He was just a straight up fecking moron. I got to get new rubbers for my pedals. My rubbers are broken. The sides are split. All right, we're going to fire up. And then we're going to go get my trailer. And hope that there's nobody in my way. I got to click it. I got to get my fuel gauge down. All right. So I'm 14 minutes into a video of me talking bollocks. But hey, it is what it is. let's go and let's do a yard move, and let's go get my trailer and see if I have the ability to go and pick up my trailer without there being heaps of people at the shack waiting to get in. And I'm starting my clock now, so when I do a yard move, that's an official start, because it's classed as a driving mode and you can't change it. You can't change it once you do that. Now you've officially started your clock. So of course, I'll never stop that rubber from I'll never stop the magnet holder for the phone. It's always going to come into picture. And of course, there's no facility here. There's no toilet. There's zero here. You've literally got to drive back down to like that BP gas station if you want to. You've got to drive all the way back down there. So you park up here at your own choice. You can't complain about it. There's nothing to complain about, because you know there's nothing here. There's no toilets, there's no food, there's nothing here. They don't supply you with anything. You got nada. So if you want something, you've got to drive out of your way. You've got to go all the way back down to that gas station, you know, like that BP truck stop. You've got to find somewhere. You've got to find somewhere that has a facility for you to be able to park up, and then you've got to drive all the way back over here again. And of course, like this geezer here, and you got to remember, no one drives slow around here. All the locals, they're all flat out. I don't mind waiting. Waiting's nothing, you know, it is what it is. I've got no problem waiting on a load. No point complaining about it, because complaining about it ain't going to make the load go any faster. We're in luck today, I think. I could get away with this. I timed it maybe about right. Of course it is. I didn't put it on. I'm not going to put it on. I'm only going around the corner. You be quiet, Sherlock. See, as you can see, as yesterday, this place, they got all these barriers in the way. And of course, some people have hit the barriers. And of course, I've driven down around that corner before, then backed up. Well, a lot of people can't back up. They're not very good at it. I've got a big hump to get over. And now I've got to get over this big hump. There where the cars are up, just up there, well, that's where I was parked in the way of them. I'll be back. I've got to go get my paperwork. See, she's gonna let me in. Hold on. See, she said the same. So when I got to there, it's 9 minutes in so far. He's waiting to go out the gate. So when I get there, she looks at me as I say, we got into it a little bit, but she looks at me and she goes, "Did someone call you?" Now you got to understand, it's how she said it, right? So I'm like, "No, no one called me. I called because no one is going to call me, are you?" So I called, got a hold of shipping. They've been told me the load was ready. That was an hour ago that I did that conversation. They told me paperwork will be down at the security. So an hour has gone and you haven't called me. I spoke to shipping, but you haven't called me. They said, so no one called. I called because obviously no one was going to call me. And she's like, so then she's like calling shipping. Well, the load's right there. But then she finds out that her other guard man or guard person, whatever you want to call it, has wrote the paperwork out and she didn't read it. It was right in front of her. So I said, I said, don't, you don't have to apologise. It's all good. I said, I just like the way that 68306. I just like the way you looked at me like I was stupid. She goes, oh, I didn't look at you like you were stupid. I said, yes, you did. I come up there and you looked at me with a look on your face as to say, why am I here? Who told you you could come over? How dare you? She goes, well, maybe I just look like that all the time. I said, no, I'm just used to it. I'm just used to 68306. 68306. 68306. Prime's looking for his trailer as well, though. Prime's looking for his trailer. There's 68306 right up here. It's right up, and so now you got now you got to back uphill. Now you got to back uphill to get the trailer. Come on, old girl. Come on, Blue. Yeah, so she's like, I didn't, you know, I was like, well, don't worry about it, it's all good, let's start again, you know what I mean? But she did. Well, she just got to understand, you all talk to us like we're stupid, like we don't know what we're doing. I said, that's how you react towards us. I said, it just gets old after a while, like truck drivers are stupid, they're you know, they're retarded people, they're dumb. Well, some maybe, but not all of us. Not all of us. Hey, that's all right. I might do 2 videos. Hold on, because we're into 28 minutes. So now I've got to try and, you're trying to back uphill now under a trailer. Come on, Kel. Oh, you got it, love. So my drive axle's off the ground, see? Yeah, we got it. We definitely got it. Let me stop it there.